Welcome to today's episode of Dads in Business Podcast. And on today's episode, we have Jimmy Lang from Family Used Auto out of Seymour, Indiana. Jimmy, you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm 36. I just started selling cars back in July. I'm pretty excited about it. Hopefully it, still starts to take off. But married, 2 kids, 13 and 9, Gabe and Cooper. I like to watch sports and pretty much anything to do with sports, cards, video games, kind of just anything like that.
Kind of a decent card collector, right?
Yeah, I got a pretty good setup going. I need to start moving some because I got too many.
Yeah, we had quite a few. Trayton was going through some of his baseball cards the other night. He was super excited because there were several that were autographed. And I'm like, hey, man, listen. Yeah, they're autographed, but they're printed that way.
Right.
They're not handwritten autographs. So
Right.
he's like, I don't care, Dad. They're still autographed. I'm like, okay, I get it.
I got a bunch of those too. Exciting for kids though, nonetheless.
Yeah. No, hey, he has a great time trying to collect them. And every time I go to Walmart, he's like, hey, we need to buy more baseball cards. I'm like, dude, we have
Don't do it.
more than Walmart has.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. Well, on today's episode, just kind of want to honestly just have a conversation, kind of talk about life, business. We had talked about everybody else don't know, but we kind of had like a deal where we just kind of practiced and had a little bit of fun. And some things we talked about was maybe like doing because I'm going to do these every week, maybe once a week or once a month. Have you come back on, and we'll kind of go through where we're at and what we've done to progress via the car lot, because we both work here, right? We're both full-time employees of Family Used Auto. Kind of what we're doing in our business that we could be doing better if there's anything, or what we want to kind of set weekly, monthly goals for ourselves and see what we can do. Try to hold each other accountable, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think I don't really know if we're doing a lot right now. I think, especially you with the social media postings and things like that. So, I mean, it's going to take time, but if I feel like yesterday it kind of rejuvenated me on.
There's a little reassurance, right? Because we had some actual. Yesterday was. For us not having going days upon days without seeing customers.
Right.
Yesterday was fantastic.
Yeah, yesterday was awesome. I was in a good mood when I went home. Like, finally, I'm in a good mood. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
tough, man.
that stressed out.
Mentally, the car business is tough.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people underestimate, just in sales in general, but they underestimate the mental toughness it takes to make it in this industry or sales in general. Just because, man, you're going to be doing everything right. You're going to be following a process to a T, and then
Nothing
happens. Nobody comes in. Nobody walks a lot. Nobody. When people do come in, they can't buy.
Right.
You can't get them approved. Even though everybody can get approved, it just takes a lot of liquid cash sometimes, and most people don't have that.
I don't.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel you.
So, there
was a time when I did.
Right.
Today's not that day.
Absolutely not today. Yeah, it's a good time. It's not a good time of year, first of all. And, it being a new business and
right. We're brand new.
New lot.
This business has been open, 3 months?
Right.
Roughly. 3 months being open. We have, we don't have a ton of inventory yet, right?
No.
12 cars? It's not a lot.
Yeah, I don't think we have 12 anymore.
I don't think we do either. We sold
we sold some, yeah.
We just got to make sure that every deal that we do get an opportunity to do, we have a really good closing rate.
Yeah.
Because, we're probably 75% on the people that are stopping and looking versus people that are purchasing. That's pretty strong.
Yeah, it is.
For us, anyway.
For sure. I think, you like you said earlier, you can do everything that, you think you should do, and you're like, I don't even know what else to do, and you're still not getting anywhere. But then as soon as it just takes time, and when it happens, man, it's like, hell yeah, like, let's go, you know?
Absolutely. Shoo.
Yeah.
Stress was worth it. Finally, just the uptick in traffic has been nice.
Yeah.
And I know it's only just one day, right?
Right.
Just one day worth of traffic, but we should start seeing that more and more. especially as we grow some inventory stuff.
Yeah, and it's already picked up some.
Yeah.
I mean, even though, today, who knows what, the future holds for today.
It's only 9:30 in the morning.
Right. So we'll see what happens. But at the same time, I mean, it is starting to pick up. I'm getting a lot of web leads. It's just, I think, this next bunch of inventory that comes in, I think is going to really kind of possibly put us over the edge a little bit.
Yeah, I think just some better inventory. I think just, we're starting to find that people are starting to realize we're here.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. With us being brand new, we opened in the worst months that you could open a car lot. Strictly just because some things happened that prevented us from getting open.
Right.
Not necessarily anybody's fault, except for the government's. But,
we won't get into that.
Right. So it's just kind of is what it is. The nice thing is now that we are open, now we're starting to see a little bit more traffic. And prior to Thanksgiving, we actually had like a week or a week and a half where, hey, we was busy. We stayed solid. And then holiday hit, boom, went dead, which it does, right? So from middle of November, like I told you yesterday, from the middle of November to, the middle to end of January is usually just tough in the car business in general.
Yeah, especially if a holiday. I mean, people are traveling, they're spending money to go see family, they're spending money on everything, and then, they're Christmas shopping. Black Friday's right there. So
yeah, you got Santa putting in work.
Yeah.
And him and his elves can only make things so fast,
Right. So I mean, everybody's spending money on other things that are priority at this point, including us.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just, wait and see for it to calm down after Christmas.
I think between now and Christmas, we may have a couple people in and out. I don't think it'll be crazy.
Right.
I hope I'm wrong, but
I do too.
I don't think that it will be. Everybody seems to be further ahead for Christmas too. So historically, right, Christmas night is a very busy night. Right?
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
After the kids go to bed. That won't be the case this year at my house. Everything is ready to go.
Yeah, we are too. It's actually kind of been the most prepared we've ever been.
Yeah, same here.
And we're really broke, which makes zero sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we're prepared. So, we got conned into we put our tree up so early and had all the Christmas presents under it, and Cooper conned us into letting him open a gift. So Cooper opened a PlayStation 5 controller, and he was so excited. And Gabe opened a Groot Lego set, which he was really excited about. I got Amanda a new frying pan, really good one. So I let her open that up so she can make me biscuits and gravy.
So nothing goes under my tree till Christmas night. 'Cause
really?
I ain't going through that.
Yeah. I usually we let them do one on Christmas Eve. We probably won't this year since we've already done one.
Right. Yeah, you will.
You get to right. You get to a certain age, man, and these kids, what they want for Christmas is expensive, and you don't get to buy them 20 gifts.
Right.
It's like 7.
3. Yeah. I understand.
So
and so for the last couple of years, some things we've tried to do is, Christmas isn't about the gifts, but kids don't understand that.
Right.
Kids are young. Kids think that that's all it's about. And there's some power in that. So for us, we've kind of tried to scale that back. Hey, it's not about the gifts. We're not doing so many gifts this year.
Right.
Which is fantastic. But then, like my mom and Cassie's mom will bring stuff over for Christmas night. Then the kids. And we spend 45 minutes opening gifts on Christmas morning because they just have so much stuff.
Right. Yeah, my mom usually comes over on Christmas morning and has Christmas with us. So, she'll bring her gifts, and then we'll do all that. And actually, this Saturday, I got Christmas out at my in-laws. So we'll do that, and then Christmas Eve at my grandparents', and then Christmas morning at my house. So, got my dad living with me now, so he'll be involved in all that. Great, man.
Is he doing good?
He's doing great.
Good deal.
He's doing great.
Originally, I was worried about it.
Yeah, me too. But I can't.
And primarily, the reason I was worried about it is because, look, not many know what that entails, right?
Right, and you do.
I do. My mom lived with me after my mom and dad got divorced, my mom lived with me for a couple years, right? And then some bad things happened, and had to kick her out. That's a whole new story that we don't need to get into. And that's water under the bridge for my mom, thankfully.
Yeah, I don't want to get there.
But my mother-in-law's lived with me for 7 or 8 years.
I can't figure out what would be harder, mother or mother-in-law.
You know, I don't know. Last night we was sitting in I have a recliner in my living room. We was sitting in in my chair together, me and Cass was. And my mother-in-law came in and was talking about wrapping gifts, right? She's
Right.
like, almost have everything wrapped up. I said, story of my life. I never had anything wrapped. That's why we have 4 kids.
Right.
And so I make those kinds of jokes. I'm sure that she is sick and tired of hearing all the jokes. But listen, that's my house.
Yeah,
Hey, if you
absolutely.
live there and you're gonna deal with some of that.
Yeah, that's what I got, that mindset of this is my house from my dad.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
I don't have any issues, and he doesn't have any issues with me saying, this is my house, dude. And he's like, you're right. Here's your remote. Here's your TV remote. Here's,
Right.
Do you want me to move? You want to stay here? You know, it's been really nice. And we're actually thinking about, we have a shelter house in our yard, and we're actually thinking about building that out.
That's cool. Hey, that's the best thing I've done. So my mom lives on my mom and my mother-in-law live on my property. Right?
Okay.
My mother-in-law lives in my house, but
Right.
my mom actually has like a little she shed cabin thing that we completely built out. It's got a bedroom in it, kitchen, living room.
Really?
Yeah. It was kind of expensive.
Right.
My long story short, my uncle actually bought it, renovated it, and him and his wife lived in it. And then he decided that he didn't want to do that anymore, and he went and got an apartment. And my mom bought that from her brother, which is my uncle. And so
That's cool.
we brought it, had it delivered to the house. I hooked everything up. We completely redid the inside because it wasn't drywalled. It was just OSB on the walls, and she didn't like the look of it. It was. I mean, it looked like a cabin on the inside.
Right.
That's not what she wanted. She wanted something nice and elegant. Still wanted the cabin
Right.
feel, but she wanted something nice. So we drywalled everything. It's sharp.
Oh yeah,
We did a lot of work to it.
this won't be cheap. It's a
I think all in all, they got like
shelter house.
the original, right? Right. Yeah, you have to build everything out.
Yeah.
The original investment was, I think my uncle paid like $12,000 for the building,
Mm-hmm.
and he put $15,000 into it.
Yeah.
With plumbing, wiring, the electrical box, just what it takes to build it
Right.
out. I mean, it took some money. Now we did it all ourselves, which don't tell the government that. I'm upset about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But so we built it out entirely by ourselves, and we can do that. So that's nice. So that's not labor that we had to pay anybody.
Right.
And then when we got it to the house, I think it cost us $700 to have it moved. And then I probably have, not me, my mom probably has $3,000 in all the upgrades she wanted, $4,000, something like that. That has been the most. That's probably not. I won't say the most. That's probably been the best thing.
Right.
Is that she has that. She can go out there. She can do whatever she wants. Where we've been discussing buying another one, and having Cassie's mom have her own.
Right.
But we haven't crossed that bridge yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know how much it's going to cost for all that lumber, and then we'll have to do drywall. We'll have to. It's got electric, but I would probably upgrade that, and then we'd have to run plumbing.
So we're having a second power pole put in, another power meter,
Yeah.
separate service, and then that will run my mom's cabin. I got the barn that we're redoing, so it'll run that barn as well, and then hopefully, if Cassie's mom decides she wants to do that, it'll run that as well.
Right. Yeah, it's got power, it's got lights, but boy is it old. It's
Does it have any?
it has the screw-in fuses.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
old.
you definitely should upgrade it.
Yeah, if it's for what we use it for now, a shelter house,
Right.
I don't care. Literally, the only thing I ever do in it is grill.
Right.
So I'm not missing it if I don't have it. You know,
Right.
it's actually a funny story. We were talking about it the other night, and this is how you know I'm getting old. My wife said, or my dad said, we could build that shelter house out, and I could just live out there, and I can pay you guys rent. It's like, that ain't a terrible idea. And he's like, well, I don't want to take your party place because, we used to have parties at the house and people come over and we just hang out in the shelter house and have a good time.
We just party different now.
Yeah. Well, that's why Amanda, she's like, we don't, I was like, he said that and I said, well, we don't even party anymore. Like those days are over, And Amanda's like, are you okay? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, are you sick? I said, no, I'm not sick. What do you mean? What are you talking about? I had no clue what she was talking about. She's like, usually your biggest argument was, I don't want to feel old. I don't want to feel old. Like I don't want to quit partying because I don't want to be old yet and all this stuff. And now I'm like, okay, that ship has sailed. We're not doing that shit anymore. And,
Right.
And she's like, are you okay? I was like, look. It's not that I don't want to party. It's just I don't want to argue about not partying anymore. So.
Right. I understand that. We don't. I mean, I don't know. We don't really party, right? We have get-togethers.
Right.
I shouldn't even say that. Really, we're having a get-together. First time since we've been at our house.
Oh wow! I didn't know it was the first time.
Yeah. I've always wanted to have one every year.
Yeah.
Just man, our life's so busy, so hectic,
Feel you.
and so. We never took the time. Not that we didn't have the time, we didn't take the time.
Right.
That's something that I've learned this last year is if it's truly what you want,
You'll make time.
really want it, you'll make time for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't consider people in that category. So like, I have family members all the time. I don't ever hear from you anymore. Well, look, man, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that I don't love you, and it's not
Right.
that I don't want to spend time with you. I'm busy. And that phone works both directions.
Absolutely, it does.
Call me. Yeah. I know I don't call you.
Right.
And I'm not telling you have to call me.
Right. But I'm not the one complaining that
Right. It doesn't change anything.
you don't hear from me anymore.
It doesn't change anything on my side. It's just,
It's tough.
You outgrow people, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's tough, and it's hard when it's your grandparents or your parents saying, "Hey, I don't hear from you anymore." Like, you're like, "You've done this before." Like, you know what it's like. You know where your mindset is. Your mindset is not on anything outside of your immediate circle.
My grandma tells me that all the time. She's like, "Hey, you work too much." Like, you realize I got 4 kids in modern days trying to raise them? You know how expensive that is? Holy cow.
All of it. That's how much it costs.
Oh, all of it. All your time, all your money.
Yeah. And then, you want them to be social and be in extracurriculars. That costs money. That costs time.
Yeah. And time is so valuable.
It's
and
the
I
most
didn't
valuable.
learn that. People tell me that all the time. Hey, time's the most valuable thing you got.
Yeah.
I didn't learn that till this year, right?
Yeah, you can't get it back.
You cannot get it back, man.
You can get money back.
I can make money any day of the week.
Right.
You can't get time back,
Right.
no matter how hard you try.
I think that's why I've stayed in debt my whole life. I was like, to hell with it. You know what I mean? Like, YOLO.
My wife, the other night we was headed to the gym because we go to the gym after we put the kids to bed, and we go to the gym. That's like our 2 hours of just us getting to spend time
Right.
together. It's going to the gym, and when we're at the gym, we work out and all that kind of stuff. But the conversation back and forth is nice. So
Right.
we was having that conversation the other night, and my wife's like, "Man, I'm just so ready to relax and put some money up." Ooh, that's where we differ.
Yeah.
She goes, "Well, I want to start building my 401k and da da da." I'm like, see, that's where we differ. I'm not saying that we shouldn't plan for retirement, right?
right.
Everybody should have a retirement plan,
Right.
And mine is not solid,
No.
so you probably shouldn't follow my advice when it comes to retirement. But man, I'm not planning for retirement because I have a couple businesses, right? I work here full time. I have a couple businesses on the side. I'm expecting that 10 years from now, those businesses are going fantastic and
Right.
life is good. And if not, then hey, at that time because I'm 32 now, so
Right.
right, yeah, 32. I didn't think about that. When that time comes, we'll figure it out and we will go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any reason in being crazy about retire. I mean, there is. I mean, we should have something, but I mean, we're not like the generation 2 before us where they're like, okay, like we're going to retire at retirement age. We're going to start working at 19. Their mindset was different. We're going to stay here for 30 years and then we're going to retire.
Right.
You know, so it's not like that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people buy a house and look at that house and say, man, I'm going to live here the next 40 years. Get out of here. Man, I've lived at my house for 2 years and I can't wait to either level it and build a new one or sell it and buy what I want.
Yeah.
Or what I want today versus what I need in 20 years from now.
Right.
Because your housing needs change, right? So right now I need a 6-bedroom, 3-bath house.
Mansion.
Basically. Whenever in 10 years from now when my kids are grown, or at least older, right, I won't need that. I can go down to a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Or hell, 15 years from now, I can go down to a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house, just me and Cass.
Right.
So for me, it's not about...
But you want to have room for your grandkids, and you have 4 kids. And
Yeah. So Cass told me the other night, because I was talking about this, because we are looking at the option of building a house. And Cass said, well, when the kids get older, we won't need 6 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms and all that kind of stuff. She's like, yeah, we will.
yeah.
No, we won't. She's like, well, if our kids want to come home and have a slumber party and all them and their grandkids want to come, I want them to have a place to go. Yeah, okay. When was the last time we done that?
Yeah.
When was the last time we said, called my dad up, who lives 25 minutes away from us, and said, hey, me and Tyler are coming to your house tonight. We're going to crash. We're just going to hang out like old times.
Yeah.
Never.
Not once.
Not one time. Now, with living out of state, not necessarily out of state, but we live 5 hours from Cassie's family.
Right.
So when we go up there, sure, we'll crash there, but we're the only ones.
Yeah.
Her brothers and sisters aren't crashing there while we're there.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with having a 3 or 4 bedroom house, you know.
Yeah.
But we don't need to heat or power that big ass house if we don't need it.
Right. And I'm not worried about having a big ass house for my kids coming. But when my kids have kids,
Right.
that's when I'm going to be like, okay, like this is my turn to be grandpa. And, you know, I don't want it to happen anytime soon, but
Right.
seems like a pretty cool idea, you
Yeah.
know? I think that being a grandparent's, I mean, I've heard from my parents and people's parents and people that have become grandparents that are maybe just a little bit older than us, be like, man, being a grandparent's completely different and it's so much more rewarding. And
Yeah, I hear the same thing.
yeah, I mean, look,
But you know what? To become a grandparent, and I feel like we both do a good job at this, but to become a grandparent,
yeah,
you got to raise your children and not spoil them. And we do a very good job of
yeah,
doing both, right?
right. Nah,
So-
they're definitely spoiled,
No, for sure.
but
But I feel like they appreciate it a little too, for
Yeah.
the most part. I really do think that.
as long as you teach them, you know, that this stuff isn't guaranteed or given, you know, I mean,
You know, the other day you talked about Coop giving some person money at school.
yeah,
Yeah.
kid's nuts.
So I'm on the receiving side of that this morning.
Oh,
So Waylon would come home yesterday. They got the Secret Santa shop going on. Scooper have that going on right now?
no, they're doing like a candy bar exchange.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now they have that Secret Santa shop where you go buy stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
So one of Waylon's friends gave him $2 to go buy something. And I'm like, why? He's like, I don't know. He just gave it to me.
Right.
I'm like, no, quit that.
Yeah.
Look, it's cool. I'm glad you have a friend that is looking out for you, but you don't need it.
Right.
So I gave him $2 this morning. He's like, what if he doesn't want it? Nah, that's not an option. That boy is taking that $2,
Yeah.
Waylon, and you're not coming home with it.
Yeah. I mean, I want them to be selfless,
Right.
you know, and want to give and want to participate in being a good human being and all those things. But I mean, my kid's giving away $20 and $30 at a time.
Right? That's a lot of money to a kid, you know?
That's a lot of money to me.
The other thing for me was, you know, and Waylon's like, Dad, I just didn't want to upset him. That's the reason I took it.
Right.
He's like, I didn't want him to be mad at me and not think I don't want to be his friend because I didn't want his money. And I think that's a little bit of a disconnect in today's day and age is they think, well, to be your friend, you got to be willing to give me money. Nah, get out of here.
Right.
Look, my friends, and especially my friends, even my friends that own businesses, I've never asked for money from them.
Right.
I've never asked, hey man, can I get a discount on that?
Right.
I don't want discounts.
Right.
Look, I'm going to go pay Joe Blow up the road his full price. I might as well pay my friend who has a business full price.
Yeah, I mean, you want to help them succeed.
Right.
I mean, the least you can do is go by, you know, if you really do care about that person, the least you could do, and they have a service you enjoy or you use, the least you could do is just help them out. I mean, if you're really a friend, that's the way I look at it. I mean, all the people that I would consider my friends, you know, you always want to do good by your friends and, you know, kind of help them a little bit, but you don't want to do that at the expense of yourself.
Right. I mean, you still need to make money.
Right.
If you're going to offer something, if you're going to do something for somebody, you still need to make money.
Yeah.
And it's a little different. So, you know, my background is I was a mechanic for a while. So, like, if a friend of mine needs some help, I don't mind to help. I don't mind to go do an oil change or change a tire for somebody, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
That's not what I'm talking about.
It's money.
I'm talking about
money and going and buying
you know
at their business.
Right. And so something we're getting ready to get into is you want to start a vape shop.
Yeah.
So I think if you had a vape shop and it was open and your friends come in there, they should never ask for a discount.
No, and I don't think that they would because
I don't think they will either. Honestly, I truly think. I think today's, and you said it earlier, but I think today's day and age mindset of people our age and even a little bit younger, it's different.
it is different.
You know, they want to shop local. They want to spend money with their friends versus
with their people, man.
Right.
It's their people. Like, I don't want to give Sam Walton any more money, but where else am I going to go get all that
Right.
stuff? You know what I mean?
And it, you know, and it all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like going to Walmart either.
Right.
But yeah, and if a friend of mine opens a grocery store and it's, even if it's slightly more expensive, right? As long as it's
Right.
not double, triple the price, then it's no big deal.
And as long as they have what you need.
Right.
I mean,
You know, when with us being in the car business, I tell my friends all the time, right? They'll come to me and be like, hey, I want to buy a vehicle, or I'm going to buy a vehicle. And then they'll give me a shot. And if we can't come to terms, we can't come to terms. It's no big deal.
we're still friends.
We're still friends. And if you buy it somewhere else, we're still friends.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to be mad.
No. But
Look, we tried.
give me the look.
Yeah.
Give me the shot first.
Right.
Because we're
Absolutely.
buddies.
Absolutely.
And you should want me to be successful in this business.
Yes. You know, I got it's weird. My best friends are Amanda's family, and we've talked about that I don't know how many times. Her brother and her cousin are my two best friends. So, which I knew both of them before I knew her, but that's besides the point. Those guys are those type of guys, man. They don't care. Like if you called and asked them for anything, they would drop what they were doing and come and help you because they're real awesome freaking people, man.
You know, and I feel like we live in like middle of nowhere, right? Southern Indiana.
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of that here. So, you know, I know for me personally, if a friend of mine calls me and says, "Hey, man, I need you,"
Right.
okay, I'm on my way.
The outpouring, even in just the community in Jennings County for whatever it may be.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean,
I've seen so much money raised in Jennings County for random total strangers.
Absolutely. And, you know, the whole community kind of comes together. And I don't think that that's something that in Jennings County that is talked about enough.
It's not.
I don't think that people look at, you know, the world's nuts. It's nuts everywhere right now. But to see a small community of people come together for some of their own and
You know, you see it all the
could
time.
be in a way saving their life, you know? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you see it all the time, right? People doing it on like TikTok and YouTube and gaining clout from it. Man, if everybody knew what goes, and I'm sure it's not just Jennings County. I'm sure it happens everywhere.
absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
But, just being from here, we get to see it. But if people knew what local people have done for other people without even blinking an eye,
And nobody knows about it.
and nobody knows, and that's the way
That's the way it should be.
that's the way it should be. That's the way I like it.
Like, if I want to go help you, I don't need the clout for helping you because,
I don't want the clout for helping you.
right.
That's not what I'm doing.
Look, and that's why, like, my dad being at my house, he needed help, man.
Right.
So I'm there for him, and that's it. Like, I'm not trying to benefit from him being, other than the natural benefits of, you know, our relationship. This is just honesty. Our relationship was kind of strained for, you know, quite some time. I won't get into details, but, you know, for him to come into my house and show all the respect in the world and just, you know, help out when it's needed and be willing to do that and offering to do that. And, you know, just helping out Amanda, like, she's nuts anyway. So, you know, she just run around and do crazy shit all the time. But he's come in and just showed all the respect in the world. And I couldn't be happier to, mentally, it's helping me.
Yeah.
Just being around my dad, you know? So.
It takes a village, man. It takes
absolutely.
A village. So something else that I want to talk about. Obviously, you have talked about opening a vape shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Long term. I know that. You still work with me. It's no big deal.
It's definitely a long-term thing.
Right. How's that? Have you done anything to move towards it? How's that going?
I haven't, man. I have a few people I need to sit down and talk to, kind of go over what their thoughts are, because they started their own business as well.
Right.
Now, I've talked to you a lot, obviously, and you do help me out a lot. Our businesses are just so different.
Yeah, and the thing is, man, I don't mind to help, obviously, but I have zero clue about that space.
Right.
That's just not something that I even remotely entertain.
Right. And a lot of people don't, and that's okay. I mean, I'm not 100% up on it, you know, on everything. There's still some things that confuse me, but the business side is the part that I'm like, okay, let's figure this out. I don't want to rush into it, but I also don't want to take forever to do it.
Right.
So,
well, just remember,
I get overwhelmed. I'm not very smart, I don't think.
Hey, the overwhelmed side, I understand, man. I get overwhelmed sometimes. Whether it shows or not, I don't know, right? Because I don't know any different.
Right.
I don't know any different than to be stressed out. I was at the doctor, and the doctor said, "Are you stressed more than normal?" I said, "No, I don't think so." She's like, "What does that mean?" So,
Yeah.
Look, my life's stressful.
Right.
I have no idea what it means to live a life that you don't have stress and you don't have worry. So, I think I function better, and we've talked about that. I think I function better when my back's against the wall and I can't go anywhere else.
Oh, man, I wish I could say the same about myself. I kind of freak out.
On the inside,
Overstress.
I'm screaming. But
I overstress, though. I mean, Amanda's been real good with me lately. She's like, look, it always works out. It's going to work out. Everything's going to be fine. And when that was, you know, last week, you know why, you know how it worked out. And it did work out. And it's just like, okay, here, all right, like, let's chill out a little bit.
Yeah. It's stressful.
And then it's a whole new week. You're like, okay, you got to make it to Friday.
Right. How do we get to Friday?
Yeah. I mean, it's working. It's working a little bit. It's not fun. It's not my ideal situation, but it's working.
Right. So my business, obviously I have the trailer rentals. That's doing well.
Yeah.
I say it's doing well. Today's the 13th of December. We've not had anybody rent anything. But
Well,
it's December.
it's
right?
December.
And I know, same thing as the car business, man. I know November to February probably is going to be slow in my trailer rental business, especially now because it's not been open. But shit, it's really only been open about the same time this place has been open.
Maybe
About
just
4 months, maybe 5 months.
Yeah, maybe a smidge longer.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. But at January 1st, we're going to launch our media company. And so that's what this podcast will be a part of. Plus, we'll help other small businesses. I have a couple small businesses that I'm already helping.
With marketing?
With marketing, or just one of them is a trailer dealer. And so we just did this, right? And I did this whole process for Family Used Auto. I completely started this for them with their money, but I did everything for them. So he's getting ready to do the exact same process because it's the exact same process to sell trailers versus here.
Okay.
And so we've been kind of chatting, and I'm trying to help him with that. So we'll see how that goes.
Good.
And then I got another friend that's starting a lawn care place.
Dude, those things do so well.
Oh man, it's insane. You know, you think about cutting grass.
Gosh.
I just wish that I wish I could get Trayton, and I'm sure if I would have the extra time to take him, he absolutely would. But I could take him with a push mower and a weed eater, take him to a neighborhood, and have him go up to a door and say, "Hey, I'll cut your grass for $25."
Right.
And he'd do it.
Yeah.
And he'd do a great job.
Yeah.
and they'd pay him $25. He'd go to the next house, and every 30 minutes be making $25.
Right.
You know,
I mean, especially in a neighborhood, their yards aren't very big.
No, God, it takes 20 minutes to push mow one.
Right.
It's not very bad.
Oh, man, I wish I would do that, but I do not even weed eat my own house.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate it.
Right, and I'm the same way. I don't like to mow my grass.
I'll
I don't
mow.
like to weed eat.
I love
like to do
mowing.
None of that stuff.
I love mowing. I hate weed eating.
My brother loves it, so I'm helping him right now. He's kind of crashing at my place until he gets back on his feet. Went through a little breakup deal, and just last couple months, towards the end of the mowing season, he was still there. So I come home, my yard would be mowed. I'd be like, "Cass, did you mow?" She goes, "No, your brother done it." Wow.
I had the same thing happen to me once. I finally figured it out, but it took me like 4 months to figure out who mowed my yard. Because I come home and my yard was literally mowed, like the entire thing. And it takes I have a 60-inch cut lawnmower, 0-turn. And it takes me probably 2.5 hours sometimes to mow that whole thing. And I live in town.
Right.
Like, it's awful. So I come home one day and that sucker was done. I mean, it was looking good. I was like, God dang, who mowed my freaking yard? And it literally took me like 5 months, I think, to figure out. And it was my cousin who actually owns the house. He was helping somebody do something, and he was like trying to fix their lawnmower. So he just come over and mowed my yard.
Fixed their mower and come to your house and tried it out.
Yeah, just to make sure it was working right.
Yeah.
He's like, and I guess he didn't want to do half of it and then stop, so he just mowed the whole thing.
See, and that's the way I am. So if I was doing that and I started mowing, that's my problem is I want to mow my whole yard front to back. Man, it takes.
Yeah.
I got 3 acres.
You got a lot.
I got a riding mower. A 54-inch
That's a big riding mower, though.
riding mower.
That's a big riding mower.
It takes me 2.5 hours to cut my grass.
Yeah. I can't go fast on mine. That's the thing. My yard is too bumpy. If I could go fast, I could mow it
Yeah.
but I have to sometimes the front yard, I can mow it super fast. I can get it done in like 25, 30 minutes.
Right.
But the backyard, sometimes I have to go over it twice.
Yes, yeah, but I mow everything so every time I mow, it's mowed front to back. So I don't ever skip. Well, I'm not going to mow that section this week. I'll just double up next week. No, screw that. I can't take that. I can't only do half of it. It's all got to be done.
I'm the same way. I'll be on the mower and I'll be mowing the front yard and I'll say in my own head, like, I'm just going to mow the front. I'm going to mow the front and a little bit of the back. And then, just to make it look nice, but I'm not going to do the whole thing. I don't want to mess with it today, But then I get into it and I'm like, hell with it.
Yeah, I'm already out here.
I just mow the whole thing.
Right.
It may look like crap because I did it in a hurry, but
Right.
I just let it go. Hell with it.
So how do you set your schedule? So something I've been trying to figure out is the perfect schedule, right? I don't know that there is a perfect schedule for anybody. But so my schedule is alarm clock goes off at 6 o'clock. I'm saying I get out of bed at 6.
Yeah.
I don't.
Me neither.
Usually 6:30. I'm out of bed, ready to get going, get up, get the kids going, go to the wood stove, take care of that, take a shower, take kids to school, come here, right? Come into work. Then after that, whatever we got to do, we get out of here either 5 or 6. Sometimes one of us gets out earlier. Sometimes the other person stays, whatever. Go home, cook dinner, or leave here and go straight to a basketball or baseball or whatever.
Yeah.
Then go home and eat dinner. And then we try to leave for the gym at like 8:30. So sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes we don't leave for the gym till 9:30.
Yeah.
That's a 2-hour fiasco. By the time drive time, workout, get back home.
Yeah.
And then
I wish I had that motivation.
Well, here's the problem.
Ugh.
Here's the biggest problem, right? You drive to the gym, you work out, you drive home, you get home, and you're like, "Shoo, I'm ready to go now."
Oh, you're wide awake.
Because the gym pumps you up.
Yeah.
Or at least to me.
Those endorphins get flowing.
And so then you're another half hour, 45 minutes before you go to bed. So it's midnight, 12:30.
Yeah.
Which has been nice because, I work on my business stuff. So, we'll go to the gym. We'll get home. Usually home by 11:30.
And you're motivated then.
I'm ready to rock and roll. So
Yeah.
I go to my computer, and I'll start banging stuff out.
Right.
And then midnight, 12:30, Cass will be like, "Hey, you ready to go to bed yet?" Because we don't go to bed unless the other person's going to bed.
Right.
Neither one of us will go to bed and go to sleep. We may fall asleep on the couch or in our chair, right? But that's the extent of it.
Right. So, as far as my schedule goes, everything that's important beyond go to work, go home, Amanda keeps track of. And we started
so
to.
Cass takes care of our schedule and makes sure that the kids are where they need to be.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
She has a calendar and writes what this is and that is and all this stuff. And well, I told her, I said, let's start putting it on our phone so that we both have access to it. And we did good for a little bit, but I mean, it just didn't work out. But so for me, I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants.
We have this family wall app. It's a calendar thing. That's where we put everything.
Okay.
And when someone adds something, it gives an alert to everybody that's on, like it's in that group. And so anytime she adds something, I get an alert. Anything I add something, she gets an alert. So
Same with us. Ours is just through the iPhone
right, I don't have an iPhone.
calendar.
We've had that discussion.
Yeah. We've talked about how you need to get your life together and get you an iPhone.
Get on the iPhone plan. I've been considering it. An iPhone would make some things easier with my business as far as
Yeah.
because I use Square to take payments, and so the iPhone has a direct plug-in, as far as Android doesn't. I got to have a little dongle deal
Yeah.
adapter, and I don't know. We'll see. It's expensive to upgrade to an iPhone. I thought it was going to be simpler, and
You just got to find the right deal.
yeah, I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as the right deal comes about,
Yeah.
I'll just do it.
Yeah. I think it's funny. This is kind of off topic of your schedule thing, but I think it's funny that we both have T-Mobile. And now I see commercials like, oh, you can get a new T-Mobile line, unlimited, all this stuff, and it's $25 a month, and we'll give you 4 free new iPhones, and we'll never raise your rate. And I'm like, where is all this stuff for me? I've been paying you guys for years.
Right. I went down there to try to upgrade to the iPhone the other day.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, yeah, it won't cost you anything. You got trade in for yours, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go get Cass and the kids, and I get back to T-Mobile. And it's just an accident, right? No big deal.
Yeah.
Not dogging this guy, but I get in there and I'm like, hey, man, listen, can you reiterate everything that we talked about earlier? Because there's the same dude that was still in there. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, because, we want to upgrade our phones to iPhones. And blah, blah. He goes, oh, you want to upgrade? Yeah. He's like, let me check this promotion, because I think this promotion is only on if you're coming to or adding a new line. I'm like, gosh.
Isn't that ridiculous?
I'm like, okay, what about me, dude? I'm a customer already. He's like,
Right.
well, T-Mobile's thing is they're trying to get more customers, so that's why they're doing those amazing deals.
I'm about to leave.
Yeah, that's what I said. So, all right, cool. I'm going to leave for 6 months and I'll come back. Yeah. I'm not, because it's a headache.
It's too much.
And I don't get good service at my house with T-Mobile because I live in the middle of nowhere, and,
Right.
and they just don't have towers everywhere yet. But,
Right.
man, when I was at Verizon, I was paying
It's expensive.
ungodly amounts of money.
But my T-Mobile bill is $300 a month,
Right, mine's not.
and I have 5 people on mine now.
I have 9 lines.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Why
And
is
my
yours cheaper?
bill is $250 something.
It's ridiculous. Well, I mean, we do have. Me and Amanda have device payments.
And see, I don't have any device payments. That's the other thing.
why.
And that's why I struggle with getting a new iPhone, is because they
'Cause you'll
want me to
have
have a
device
device payment.
Yeah.
And with trading mine and Cassie's phones in, each device payment's only like $17, so it's not awful.
Yeah.
But I don't have a device payment right
Right.
now, man, and I don't want a device payment.
Well, we bought Cooper a phone, and he's had it for almost 2 years. I think it's like 3 months. It'll be 2 years, which isn't normal for a 9-year-old, but whatever. He's my kid. I'll do what I want. You
Right.
know?
Hey, whatever. I mean, all my kids have them. Easton's friggin' 7.
Yeah. I mean, Cooper was 7 when he got his. So that goes back to just things are different now.
Yeah.
Just things are
And for
different.
me, it was, honestly, swear to God, the reason we got them, number one, is because it was cheap.
Right.
Right, because going to T-Mobile, I had Verizon. Adding them to my Verizon bill was going to make my bill $700 a month.
Oh, yeah.
Just insane.
Silly.
And then so we went to T-Mobile. Now I'm a firefighter, so I get the first responder discount, which helps.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you it doesn't. Plus, I do auto pay, so there's an additional $40 off. So my bill's
Yeah, I mean,
$250.
mine would be $250 if I did auto pay,
Right.
but I don't want to.
Hey, I understand. When I'm looking at my bank account and something comes, I'm like, God,
Yeah,
dang it, there's auto pay. I wish I could have waited till Friday.
T-Mobile's one of them ones you can kind of put off for a week or two.
Right. I hear you.
So I mean, I don't know. Cooper Cooper wants a new iPhone. He's like, I want an iPhone 14. I'm like, I'm not getting you a 14. Just period. Plain simple. I don't have a 14. You're not getting a 14.
Right.
You're 9.
Right. Spoiled kid.
Yeah. And I was like, I'll get you a 13. Actually, what I'm probably going to do. So we got his 11. We got a promotion where it was only like $12 a month instead of $25.
Yeah.
Well, if you pay it off early, you have to pay without the promotion.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, so I was going to trade his in because that's what he wanted for Christmas was a new phone. So once his is paid off, I think what I'm going to do is get Amanda and I new phones, and then we'll just pass these.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. I don't know when they'll be paid off, so.
Well, so that's what we was originally going to do is I was just going to upgrade my phone, and I was going to give Trayton mine.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're willing to give me $800.
Yeah, that's worth it.
I mean,
That's worth it.
his phone's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His phone's fine.
I just put a new screen and crap in it.
Right. So you're going over there, they'll give you $800, and then you'll have to pay taxes to get your phone, but that's it.
I got to pay sales tax, and I got to pay a $35 upgrade fee, and that's all.
If you do it online, you don't have to pay $35.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
I may have to look into that then.
Yeah, and it'll ship to you in 2 days.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I've went this long without an iPhone.
Right.
Yeah, it's not hurting nothing.
No, so that's a little.
I'm hoping we get closer to Christmas, and, like, they put out a really good deal, even for current customers.
Right.
If they do, I'm doing it.
Well, online they'll show you. We'll do it later, but
Yeah, we'll look later.
I'll pull it up for you and kind of show you that they do have deals on there. Pretty good. Probably the same deals.
I know people
that
tell
you're
me all the
getting.
time, hey, you're really good at the tech stuff, right, with advertising and
Yeah.
this stuff. Man, I hate getting on T-Mobile's website trying to do something. I feel like I'm lost.
It's confused me multiple times, but I think I've got a pretty good grasp on it now. Back to scheduling. We got way off there.
Yeah.
Back to
We have a lot of
scheduling.
squirrel problems.
Absolutely, huh? But when I mean, in the morning, you made me look bad. I don't get up till like 7:45.
I take my kids to school, though.
Yeah, my kids ride the bus from the
Right.
house, so
And mine could, but back to the little spoiled thing.
yeah.
They haven't. Look, Trayton and maybe Rylan are the only kids that's ridden a school bus to and from school. That's it. The other two have never had to be on a school bus.
And
I don't
see-
think Waylon could do it. Just being honest.
Yeah, I was nervous about Cooper riding it because he didn't until he was in the second grade.
Yeah.
And it wasn't every day, even then, So we would just take him to school because, well, now we don't have to be here till 9.
And see, that's the thing I like about the car business is that I don't have to be here till 9.
Yeah,
So that's just that little bit of extra time in the morning that I get to spend with them. That
Right.
quality time. Man, look, I live 5 minutes from the school.
Right.
So it's not like it's forever, but it's just something cool that they get to experience that I didn't.
right.
And that's for me what it's about.
Yeah. Well,
So back to your schedule.
we also have 2 kids in 2 different schools.
right,
At this
which
point.
next year
You will
I
next
will.
year.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause Trayton's going to middle school.
And then in 2 or 3 years, you'll have 4 kids in 3 schools.
Right.
So,
Look out, world.
yes. Yeah, that's scary. That's scary. By the time Cooper gets to high school, Gabe will be done.
Well,
so
honestly, if public schools keep going the way they're going, my kids ain't going to keep going to public school. They'll be homeschooled.
yeah, they ain't gonna go hang out with the. Anyway,
Right.
yeah. So I mean, when I get off work, man, well, I get up in the morning 7:45, and I'll either take a shower or not. It just depends on how I feel that morning. I know that I probably should, but sometimes I'm just like,
Dude, I can't get
I
going
can't-
if I don't.
I can't wake up. Like I can't even make myself. But
If I do not take a shower of a morning, the rest of my day is useless.
see, I was a night showerer for my whole life.
Yeah.
Because I hate waking up.
Well, I hate
I'm
waking up,
not
too.
a morning person at all.
That's why I got into this business.
Yeah. Now in this business, I wake up and I actually have, I've slept in a little bit. I don't have to be here till 9. So like I can get up and take a shower, which I enjoy, but most of the time I still take them at night instead, that's just how I grew up. But, so I'll get up, get ready for work, feed the cats, all that stuff, come into work. Like you said, whatever time we're done, just leave. Like tonight, I'm going to the high school basketball game. Thursday night I'm going to, which I don't have to
Probably be
work
out here
Thursday.
like 4:30 today.
Sweet. I like that.
I mean, as long as we're not busy, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's 10:10. We've not hide or hair of anything, so
right.
which is okay. But yeah, it's just, and then Thursday night Nathan has a basketball game at the middle school, so which I'm off Thursday, but I'll go to that. But otherwise, I just kind of just go home and see what Amanda needs, see if the kids need anything, and do stuff around there, and then kind of just sit down and relax. So spend time. Cooper has this problem of thinking he has to be in the adult room all the time.
Mm-hmm. Trade the same way.
Which I'm okay with to an extent. If I need him to leave, I'll tell him to go upstairs. But
Yeah.
most of the time, I just let him be. He's got his AirPods in. He don't even know what's going on. So.
Right.
But I mean, mostly it's just kind of get house stuff done and relax for the evening before we go to bed.
Yeah, we don't relax till about midnight.
Yeah, I'm asleep by then. I can't.
And I tell my dad, and I talk about this all the time. He's like, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, well, first of all, I'm not you. I don't get up at 4 a.m.
Right.
Right?
Hey, does he drive a flatbed?
No.
Okay, I thought I saw him this morning, but it wasn't him.
No, he don't. He drives a big box truck.
Okay.
But for me, and I wish, man, I got to be honest with you. You only get 24 hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
I wish wholeheartedly that, because I go to bed at midnight.
Yeah.
There's not many hours. There's 6 hours that I'm sleeping, and that's all that I'm wasting in a
Right.
day, for the most part. Because I don't watch a ton of TV. The most TV I've watched has been here,
Right.
right when it's slow.
TikTok though, man.
God, TikTok. Yeah, I'd hate to see how much time I spend on TikTok. But for the most part, I don't waste a ton of my time during the day.
Right.
So I wish that I could go to bed at midnight and get up at 4.
Right.
Because if I did, I'd have that additional 2 hours. Man, I'm telling you, it would change my life. I know it would. But I just cannot. I can't do it. I don't know why.
Dude, I need 8.
God,
At least
I don't
7.5.
need 8. If I sleep 8, I hurt.
At least 7.5. I
I
can't.
get a headache. My neck is stiff. I can't sleep 8 hours.
I can't not.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm telling you, dude. I can't get out of bed. I cannot.
Yeah.
It's been that way my whole life. I remember one time, Cole. We were little. Heck, we weren't that little. I was like 13. He was like 9. Mom, it was a Sunday morning. When you're in high school, you get Saturday and Sunday to sleep. Saturday, you usually don't sleep because it's Saturday.
Right.
So Sunday morning, you're like, okay, I'm gonna sleep today. My mom made breakfast and she sent Cole upstairs to get me, and he come up there and I was just not ready to get out of bed. I think it was like 9 or 10 in the morning. I was like, I'm not ready to get out of bed. He's like, Mom said get up now. I said, I don't care what Mom said. Get out of my room. I'm not getting up. And he punched me right in the eye, man. I mean, I jumped down out of that bed and chased him around all the way down the stairs. My mom's like freaking out, yelling at us, what the hell's going on? He punched me in the face. I had a black eye. My little brother,
Right.
So I had to go to school. People were like, what happened to your eye? I was like, oh, my little brother punched me in the face.
Right.
What'd you do to him? I told him no. Apparently, that's not allowed anymore.
Hey, you got out of bed, though.
I did, but
He did get it achieved.
yeah, he won.
Yeah.
He won that one for sure. I would never do that now. He punched me in the face now. I'd be out for 3 weeks.
Right. Well, he's learned some things in his life, too. I don't know that I'd want to.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd want to cross that bridge at this point with him.
He attacked me when we went to boot camp graduation. We left that Saturday and went back to the hotel. It was the first time he could leave the base.
Right.
So we went back to the hotel room we were staying at, and then he was going to fly back to Indiana with us. I mean, it wasn't no sooner, and we all set his bags down in the hotel room. We walked in, set his bags down, and he was on top of me. I mean, he was like trying to get me.
He was trying to show you what he had learned.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, big bruh.
And guess what? I almost got him in a triangle choke.
Yeah.
I had a hold of his arm. I had my leg over the back of his head. I just couldn't get my left leg to go over my right foot. You know what I mean? To really use my legs and pinch him down. I was going to choke his ass out. I wasn't playing with him. I was going to let him know real quick what was going on. But I just couldn't get my leg. I'm not flexible enough. I couldn't get my leg over to get him choked. I mean, I was going to unless he tapped out, he was going out.
All right. Well, it's been going for a while, so
Okay.
let's until next time, guys. Right. So we'll have Jimmy back. We'll do some things. We're gonna have more conversations just about
This is
business.
fun.
I enjoy the crap out of this. Believe it or
Yeah.
not, I think this has been fun. for
Just
me.
sitting down shooting the shit.
Yeah, having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fun. It's a mindset you have to get into.
Yes. Oh, the thing for me though, right, is like as I interview more people and yourself, I mean, there's nuggets that you're going to find that you didn't even realize that was in the conversation.
Yeah.
You're going to go back and listen to it a year from now, and you're like, oh man,
Let's talk about that a little bit more.
hey, wait a second, we need to go back and revisit that.
Right.
Or man, why didn't I click that the first time? I'd be so much further ahead now if I'd have just put that small piece of the puzzle together. So,
Yeah, but I mean, I always thought it would be nerve-wracking to do this, which it is. You gotta be somewhat professional with your thoughts and things, and stay
Yeah.
away from certain topics, and that's okay. But that's a learning curve.
Right. No,
You know?
I thought it'd be harder.
Yeah, I think. Well, it's easier for us to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like we do it all day.
Right.
That's all we do is we just have conversation back and forth. So,
Right.
I mean, that's essentially what we just sat down and did. You know,
Right,
we just
yeah,
sat
true.
down and had a conversation about whatever came.
Yep. All right, guys. Until the next time, catch you on the next episode. Today's episode was brought to you by Legacy Trailer Rentals, LLC. Check them out on Facebook. Phone number is 812-873-5218. They have all of your trailer rental needs. Whenever you need a trailer, they've got one ready.
Also, you could check out Family Used Auto. Contact Jimmy, 812-271-2700. Let's get you in a new vehicle.
Until next time, guys. Talk to you later.